What's up guys, and welcome back to the 4-week shred series where I'm documenting myself getting shredded over, surprise surprise, a 4-week period. So in this video I'm gonna take you into a little bit more detail with what it is that I'm eating on a day-to-day basis to actually lose body fat, particularly when it comes to the end of this little mini cut where I am restricting my calories a little bit. I think today we're probably going to be going towards the Maserati, nice. We're going towards the 2,300 and 2,400 calorie mark, so things are getting a little bit tough, but I'll show you exactly what it is that I'm eating, keeping the protein high, lowering the carbs and the fats. Starting the day off with an omelette, absolutely needs to be done. We've got a little bit of chicken on the side for extra protein, got some healthy fats inside of the omelette. There is 2 slices of bread. I'm only going to allow myself to have 1, just because I need a slice of bread in my life. And then here we have a low-calorie green juice with celery, cucumber, I think a little bit of apple in, mint, lime, all green goodness. So I just finished breakfast. That was just the best breakfast ever. I will never ever get bored of eating eggs in the morning. Now we're gonna go to the gym. I think by the time I actually start training, it'll probably be an hour after the breakfast, so it would have digested a little bit. And I like to get the sessions out of the way as early as possible, really. I think whenever you're on a deficit, your energy is gonna be lower. So if you leave the session for later on in the day, I feel as though it's just gonna be more of a struggle to get it done. So when the energy levels are peaking in the morning, that is when I like to get it out of the way. Because especially if you're doing cardio as well, it's much better for you to do the cardio later on in the day, because doing the cardio, just walking, doesn't really require much focus or energy. Just get on the treadmill, go outside and just get it done. But with the training, it does require a little bit more focus and concentration and energy to get it done, to shift those weights. Right then, we're at 7 Gym, one of my favorites, and we'll be doing the upper body session today. Pre-workout, ice Americano. Unfortunately, we've got to the stage where we've had to eliminate cappuccinos and cutting out any milk that goes into coffees. So it's just cold brews or Americanos going forward. It's actually mad how many calories are actually in a cappuccino. Obviously it depends on the type of milk you use, but if you were having 2 cappuccinos a day, you could be having an extra couple hundred calories. It's gonna warm up by hanging from this bar. Just a little 5-minute put aside to loosening up the joints, because we'll be going straight into a pull-up. And with the pull-up, we're only doing 2 sets, but we're trying to do pretty much as heavy as possible, so additional weight put on top of it. Don't really want to go too crazy with the volume in these sessions, because we just don't really have the fuel to power through a high volume session, nor do we have the same recovery with the lack of calories. So most people make the mistake of trying to do more reps, more sets in their training sessions, so they think, oh well, if I do more, I'll burn more calories. But that's not what we're trying to do here. We don't necessarily need to burn more during the training sessions. We just need to focus on lifting as heavy as possible in those sessions to maintain strength and size. And then the calorie burn can be done from the cardio, which is separate, and also the deficit that we create when consuming fewer calories. So don't stress about needing to burn as many calories as possible in the training sessions. The focus is to maintain size. I'm gonna wedge some weight between my legs. By the way, whenever I'm tracking this, I use my body weight plus the additional resistance that I'm using on top. Allow myself to have quite a good rest in between these sets. Last one, I'll push to failure, and then we'll go on to the next exercise. That is definitely a little bit more convenient if you use the belt. Trying to squeeze a 20K between your knees is not very comfortable. That's the pull-ups done. We're going to do some flat dumbbell press now. This is going to be, well, it'll be interesting. compared to previous weeks where I've been lifting a little bit heavier, these are going to suck. I'm going to feel very weak. But again, it's just 2 big sets we need to do. So I'll warm up. I'll do probably 2-3 warm-up sets, then into the working set. 100 solid ass pounds. 8 reps. Oh, so for some reason I was like, okay, so what's 100 pounds? I was thinking in my head, probably just over 50. It's 45 kilograms. That felt a lot heavier than 45 kilograms. So that's not very good. I could probably go a tiny bit heavier, but I don't know, because the first set is always the best set, really. So this one will be a little bit harder. But the mind-muscle connection was very good. What an absolute grind that set was. So next exercise we're going to do is an inverted row. Now, you've probably never seen me do this before, and it's actually quite an underrated exercise. Very good for building your back. And instead of doing any kind of like bent over row where the bar is moving, this time the bar is static and your body is moving. So kind of similar vibes to a chin-up or pull-up, but you're doing it horizontal. Now, to make this harder for yourself, you basically want to make your body more parallel, okay? So if I wanted to do the easier version, I would do it like this, okay? So beginners do it that way. If you're quite advanced and you have good upper body strength, then elevate your feet. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I want to get a good stretch at the bottom and then pull my chest all the way up to the top. Difficult. Surprisingly difficult. I'll do 3 sets of that, 10 reps. Pretty good going. The pump is very good today. 8 hours sleep needed. So next one we're going to do is an overhead shoulder press. Now, I will be honest with you, it's not one of my favorite exercises, but I have designed this particular workout to be a upper body functional workout because it's a hybrid split. So a lot of these exercises have some degree of functionality. There's a lot of chin-ups, dips, overhead pressing. If you really wanted to focus on maximizing the strength and size of your shoulders, then I would always do a seated press instead, because when you're doing it seated, there's more stability. You can remove a lot of that imbalance from standing up and just put all the tension from the resistance onto your delt. But here, it's kind of like a full body thing. We are engaging the core. We do have to stay upright, and at the same time, we're doing an overhead press. So it's a good all-rounder. Holy shit. Ooh. A few little cheaty reps towards the end just to build up a bit of momentum. That was tough. That was like, right now, that's as heavy as I can do for 8 reps. Only doing 2 sets for this, so I would allow myself to have quite a bit of rest before I do that last set. Second and final set. Right, 2 more exercises left. I'm going to work on the arms. First one, just a textbook barbell curl. Either use easy bar or straight bar. Doesn't really matter. Probably easy bar for your elbows. My elbows are fine, so I do straight bar. And then we're going to do some dips for triceps. 8 reps, heavy as possible. easy. But of course, the first set of biceps is always easy. You know, I kind of enjoy these upper body sessions more than I used to. And when I started training, it used to be just isolation of one muscle group, following the bro split, and then started to incorporate training 2 muscle groups per session. And I've actually noticed now I do usually 3 muscle groups in a session. It just means that I can train each muscle group more frequently throughout the week, but I also notice the time it takes to recover is much less. So instead of me going to the gym and just smashing chest for 1 hour, I could do 2 good exercises and then I could go and train chest again in a couple of days instead of needing like 5 days to recover because it's that sore. Still like to do a good arm day though. So, final exercise is dips, body weight or added resistance, it's up to you. Today I'm going to do it just with the bench because there's not actually a dip station in the vicinity, but that's fine because I want to try something a little bit different. So because I'm doing it this way, I'm going to go for higher reps today. Obviously, to make it easier, you'd put your feet like this. So for beginners, maybe women, do this variation. More advanced, legs parallel to the ground, and then you're going to dip down. Okay? Squeeze at the top. Really squeeze that contraction and lock out. Fantastic burn. Great exercise that you can do at home or in a gym. Second set and third, I'm going to add a bit of resistance because probably a little bit too easy. It's a bit tricky setting this up, but just want to add a bit more resistance. One thing that I do notice about this one compared to the traditional dip on a dip station, this is a lot less chest. So because I'm positioning my hands like this and my elbows are back, it's harder for me to engage my chest when I'm pressing up, whereas when I'm doing a dip like this, when my triceps fatigue, my chest starts to take over, and I notice, especially my lower pec fibers, they engage quite a bit when I do this dip. So definitely more of a benefit of doing it this way. You might not be able to load up as much with the resistance, but you can keep more of that resistance on the triceps. So that is the session complete. My performance, I would give myself an excellent. Right guys, so post-workout I'm having a shake. Now unfortunately, since the calories are restricted, I'm really just trying to keep this as low calorie as possible. So what that means is I can't have all the extra deliciousness which I usually have. For example, a banana or dates or berries, peanut butter, yogurt, things like that. This is just a pure whey protein shake, 2 scoops. So we're getting about 50 grams of protein, and then almond milk, which is the almond milk with no sugar, so the unsweetened one. So it's just literally a good hit of protein after the workout, which is what I need. Right then, time for, technically I guess this is the third meal, right? So let me take you through what it is. We have, it doesn't really look very exciting, but it does the job. We've got some broccoli, tomatoes, mushroom, mashed potato, and chicken. I've also got a salad as well. But look at this. Look at this, the sauce that comes with the salad. That is, that's not low calorie. So we're gonna skip the sauce, and we're gonna raw dog the salad. I mean, I'm not really a fan of raw dogging salad, to be honest, but the leafy greens are full of nutrients, and it should help to fill me up a little bit. Really, when it comes to dropping the calories, you just want to be consuming foods which are going to fill you. So with the chicken, obviously, I'm not going to be going for chicken thigh. I want chicken breast. Potatoes, probably one of the most filling foods which you can consume. White potato is like the highest on the satiety index. And then obviously vegetables, nutrients, but filling. So there's 468 calories, a decent amount of protein, low fats, carbs about 36. So pretty steady meal, to be honest. So because the chicken in particular is going to be quite dry, I'm going to be adding a little bit of sauce. This is from my friend who owns the Moore company. He basically supplied me with a load of low-calorie sauces. This is the light gourmet teriyaki style sauce. So a little light drizzle on this is going to literally change the game. Because, yeah, we need a bit of moisture in this meal. So let's tuck in. Finished. Do I want to eat more? Yes, I do. Am I going to eat more? No. Okay, so I'm going to roll through week 3. It was probably the hardest week, without a doubt. I'm noticing I'm getting just more hungry. Not necessarily throughout the day, but later on in the evening, and particularly at night. Like, there's a few times I woke up in the middle of the night, absolutely starving, and then obviously first thing in the morning when I wake up, I'm waking up a little bit earlier than usual because my body's like, you need to eat. Obviously I'm doing a lot of activity, I've got a lot of muscle to feed, and I'm not feeding it as much as I usually am. So day 1 all the way to day 7, the average calorie intake has dropped from the previous weeks. I think we're just around 2,400 and something. The activity has been pretty consistent. The only thing we've added is an extra list session. So now we've done 1, 2, 3 low intensity steady state cardio sessions, and I am tracking them on the treadmill. It's not just a casual walk, I'm actually going on the treadmill for around 40 to 45 minutes so that I can try and be consistent with the amount of calories which I'm burning. 5Ks being steady. The additional workout which I did in the gym, which was kind of made up on the spot, which is not in the split, is the arms and delts, because they're the type of things which I want to, you know, just keep ticking along. I am noticing that I am losing a little bit of strength. I don't have that same like amount of fuel and hype for the gym at the moment. It's becoming a little bit of a struggle. So yeah, honestly, I don't want to do this for too much longer. We have 1 more week to go, and then I'm going to bump back up to maintenance. Right then, it's cardio time. So you know what that means. Time to hop on the treadmill and aimlessly walk for 45 minutes. This is becoming more of a common theme now. But as much as it sucks, it works. Best thing to do is just put something on your iPhone, YouTube video, one of my YouTube videos, and just watch it. It makes the time go faster. Heart rate around 120, don't want it to be more than that. The speed, obviously it's going to vary based on my heart rate. Gradient around 10.5, 11. This is honestly one of the best ways to burn extra calories if you're struggling to burn calories in the day. If in doubt, walk it out. One more thing worth mentioning. If you are short for time, there's no harm in you doing this after your training session. I don't know if it's optimal. I'd probably say not, because after you've finished your training session, I would argue the best thing to do is just get some food into your system. I like to keep things separate. So I do this either first thing in the morning or the evening, separate from my training session. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world when you do it, just as long as you get it done and you get the calories burned. Right then, it's the fucking final countdown. Okay, so we have the final 2 meals of the day. I will be consuming them certainly. Ooh, Chris, you touched my toe. Whoa, we have a romantic vibe going on. It's not Valentine's Day yet, pal. The first one is sea bass with some mashed potatoes and some vegetables. Mashed potatoes, as I said, I never used to be a fan of mashed potatoes until I realised how filling they were. So I'm having them all now. And then salmon, teriyaki, beautiful fillet with some jasmine rice and again some vegetables. And then this basically doesn't even count. That's probably like 5 calories. In fact, you're probably minus 5 calories when chewing. It's absolutely nothing, but good source of fiber. This, like, I mean, I could eat this every day. I feel absolutely fantastic when I eat this. It's just like so clean. There's no crap. It just is what it is. No sauces, no butter, no garbage, no nothing. It's actually not so bad. But it is getting to the point, as I mentioned, where I'm just wanting a little bit more food. Right, compared to what I normally eat, I have these meals, but the quantities are just a little bit smaller than sometimes they would have been beforehand. And then in terms of supplements, I did not go through my supplements. Of course, we have Bionic. I have 3 scoops a day. Well, basically, it's 1.5 scoops every 12 hours. Okay, so that has got all my vitamins inside, which I need, which I'm deficient in, which my body needs based on a blood test, which I did a few months ago. I'm actually due a new blood test, which I'll probably do next week. And I'll be curious to know how my blood work is after eating extremely clean over the past few weeks. We have the fish oils. I'll be having basically 1 with every meal, so 4 a day. And then these are my steroids. No, I'm only kidding. These are the organ meat, powdered organ meat. So we've got kidney, heart, pancreas, like all crazy stuff from a cow. Reason I'm having that is because obviously I'm not eating any organ meat, and it's absolutely full of goodness, organ meat. So instead of me trying to go out my way to consume organ meat, I'm not going to cook it myself. I don't know many places that offer it, so just get it in powdered form. And I have 6 a day. So 1 at breakfast, 1 midday, 1 evening. And that is pretty much that. A little dash of salt going over both meals, and then maybe a little bit of this low-calorie teriyaki style sauce to go with that rice, because it is looking a little bit dry the longer that I look at it for. And obviously a sprinkle of lemon, a little bit of Flavor Town, and the total for the day, 2,400 calories. So this is probably the last day that I'll be at 2,400. I'm going to go down for the final few days of this cut, 2,300. Things are working well for me, so it's not like I really have to do anything drastically different. So I'm just going to give it one more push, and then I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do after this mini cut, and how you should structure your mini cut, how long you should follow it for. So stay tuned for the final video of this cutting series, and we also have a tasty vlog on the way, which will be the next video after this. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to download my app if you need help with your physique and you want to follow the best programs in the game. I'll see you in the next video.